How come you say you love yourself, but it doesn't show in the men that you date and you chase and you attract? How come you say that you love yourself, but you do not filter the men that come into your life? Hello? What kind of love is that? What kind of love doesn't want to protect itself? What kind of love lets you be so open to manipulation and nonsense? That's not love. That's not love. You don't love yourself because you don't know how to protect yourself. Until you know how to protect yourself, you have not loved yourself.
Clock that T. Clock that T.
Clock it.
Hello? Did you hear what I said? I said until you have learned to protect yourself and to filter what you attract, you have not loved yourself. People only know self-love in a way that suits them and exonerates them from the mistakes and the patterns that they are choosing in their lives. You don't know self-love until you have been lonely because you don't want to reach out for the wrong connection. You don't know self-love until you have nursed sadness when you could have reached out for temporary pleasure. You don't know self-love until you are distressed because you cannot entertain chaos. You don't know self-love until you have blocked that avoidant man that you so desire, but you know he's not good for your soul. You don't know self-love, oh. Hey, you don't know self-love until you've walked away from something that you knew you wanted. Self-love is pain. Self-love is built from pain. Self-love is beauty from ashes. What? Self-love? You never do self-love, oh. Hey, you don't know self-love until you are willing to do anything it takes to avoid disrespect. Hey, Jesus, you don't love yourself, oh. Hey, bust my head. You don't love yourself. You only have an idea of the basics. You give yourself the bare minimum. I'm telling you honestly. You give yourself the what? Bare minimum. You wake up, you shower, you wash your asshole, you clean your vagina, you wash under your breast. That's not self-love. That's what your body needs to survive. You don't know how to love yourself, but you know how to live from day to day in survival. You don't love yourself, you just survive. Because if you loved yourself, all those destructive, negative patterns that are entertaining those things you don't want, you would deconstruct, and destroy. You don't know self-love until you have broken parts of yourself only to build up again from scratch. I said you don't know self-love until you have decided to change against all odds. You don't know self-love until you have stopped pampering the comfort of your wounds. Self-love? You don't know a damn thing about self-love. You don't know a thing about self-love. You just say it. It's just words you give yourself to stop the temporary hurt. Self-love is when you dig deep. You're going to dig deep to find the hurt. And when you find the hurt, you will address it. Self-love, you that you have not healed from the heartbreak of 3 years ago. You that you are still entertaining those situationships. Darling, how do I tell you that you don't love yourself? You don't give a damn about yourself, twin. Because if you did, you will not mind solitude. You will not mind silence as long as you don't lose yourself. Self-love, but you lose yourself so easily. So where is the love? I thought love was supposed to be a shield. I thought love was supposed to be patient and kind. Where is the evidence of patience and kindness towards yourself? You don't have any. Because if you were patient, you'll be patient enough to heal your wounds. You'll be patient enough to heal your anxiety. You will give yourself whatever it takes to rise from brokenness. You will bring yourself out of the things that make you a victim, and then you will become a champion. Now, am I saying that loving yourself is easy? Dare I say, loving yourself is the hardest. Because you can love anyone. I mean, the Bible says love your neighbor as yourself. And the Bible has given guidelines for how you should love people. So you can just follow those guidelines. But you can go years and years without truly loving yourself. You love yourself. But you're seeking validation from relationships. You don't love yourself until the only audience you listen to is yourself. Darling, how do I tell you? You don't love yourself. You don't. Because if you loved yourself and a man told you, let's see where it goes, you would not entertain him because you love your future more than you could even love a man. You don't love yourself until you love your future. You don't love yourself until you know that the only person you've got in the future, aside from God, in my own case, I don't know if whatever your case is, but what else should your case be except God? Anyway, it's yourself. You don't love yourself, darling. It's not someone's duty to love you. And I see that a lot on TikTok. People come out with these profound quotes about how, oh, they miss him. It's not somebody else's. People disappear from your lives because nobody should take that center position in your life except yourself. And even if you do believe in God and you're a Christian, it gets to a point where you have to respond to healing. I'm telling you, God can only show you how to love yourself more the more you grow closer to Him. I'm telling you. You love yourself. It doesn't show, darling. You don't walk away enough. You don't block enough. You don't cut people off enough. You please everyone but yourself. You don't love yourself, darling. You need to walk away from a situation feeling pleased with yourself. You need to do right by yourself, darling. You don't love yourself. If you did, I'll see it. If you did, I'd know. If you did, you will flourish. If you did, you will handle your mental health more. If you did, dare I say, you'll be alone more. If you loved yourself, you would want to spend more time with yourself. You would be scared if anybody wants to take time away from yourself. Because you know that that's the highest form of intimacy between you and yourself. Well, I wouldn't call it the highest form of intimacy because I'm Christian. I believe the highest form of intimacy is with God. But after that, when you go a step lower, it's the intimacy between yourself and yourself. What are the things you do what do you think you love? What does your soul love? You don't know. You don't know what your soul likes because you've never invested in her. Ever in your life invested in your soul before. How many dates have you taken yourself out on? How many appointments do you have with your bathtub? I know capitalism is kicking our behinds. But if you have a boyfriend, even in this capitalism time, you will still be hanging out with him. You will still be opening your legs for him. Ashawo. Woo! Whore! So I know you can make time. You just don't count yourself worthy enough for all the time that you've given others. You don't love yourself, darling. How do I tell you? How do I tell you? Promise me. Promise me that you will love yourself. Promise me that you will walk away more. Promise me that you would put yourself first. It's okay. You're not a bad person. Anyway, you have been speaking with Faith today, and thank you so much for hanging out with me.